All right, welcome everybody to another episode of Topics After Dusk with Freedom Growers. Y'all know what time it is. It is Friday, Faith It Friday. We are super duper excited for our guest tonight. I am especially excited for the guest tonight. Um, y'all know we are in Dallas, number one. I want to send a special prayer out to everybody that has been affected by this, what they calling it, snowvid, snowpocalypse, all that, whatever word fits into this. So with that being said, my co-host Lida cannot be on tonight because she's experiencing some, situation with everything that's been going on this week. This is the first time that I've done something to my head. I've been wearing a cap all week, so it feels good to actually take a real shower and not, taking care of the necessities.
Yeah.
All right, so I am going to step aside. Make sure that you guys have your pen and your paper. You best believe that your girl have her pen and paper because I know that Mr. Anderson is going to bring some fire today. I want to call him by the name that I have always known, but I ain't gonna say so because I know he feels a certain type of way about that. But I do want to talk about that name because that's definitely a part of the conversation. It's
Absolutely.
definitely a part of your faith walk. So I'll let you introduce the name and introduce yourself. So, hello, Mother dear. Hello, Tamika. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know Momo is on in the building. I know she's probably excited to see you, Mr. Anderson.
So am I on screen already?
You are on screen already,
Okay.
honey.
Okay, cool. Well, let me pay attention then. Shucks.
Well, do what you. I know you got to send and share. Make sure you guys are sharing this out. Get some people in the room because we are about to have. We haven't had this type of conversation on the show, and y'all know we like to bring a lot of different people into this space because it is a free space. It's an open space for anyone that is willing to share their faith walk.
Yeah.
So you got some. Tamika says welcome. Thank you, thank you. Alita says she may not be in the room, but she will be in the comments. So y'all stay tuned because I know she is going to be in. She lights the comments up. So make sure you guys are sharing this out. And so I'm going to close one mouth and let Marvin do his thing. Are you ready, honey? Are you getting the
Okay.
shit out?
Okay. I'm sharing right now.
Okay. Make sure you guys are checking this out. And so I'm going to close one mouth.
Turn my volume down, and
All
then
right, all right.
okay.
I even got my tea because I know sometimes, we pouring tea tonight. So I got D got the tea.
We pouring tea tonight. Okay. I'm down with it. Like,
Okay, and it's some hot tea too.
oh my goodness.
So
No pressure.
I know no pressure. No pressure.
Listen,
Yep, Mama is here. Yes, nonstop. Um, the snow is starting to melt already, so that is awesome. We had our windows covered. We've been closed up in, the rooms trying to stay warm. Thankfully, we never lost power or water. So that's been phenomenal. But, that hasn't been the story for everybody. And
absolutely.
so we are definitely grateful that we're here to tell the story because there are some people that just were not able to make it, just trying to survive. And
Yeah.
that is so heartbreaking. Hello, Miss Gary. Thank you so much for tuning in. Georgia is in the building. Great evening to you as well. All right.
All right. I'm gonna tell you if I'm ready now.
All right.
In
Go.
class.
Go ahead. So let me put this is Mr. Anderson, Faith It Friday with Marvin Anderson. Go ahead. Tell us who you are and what you do.
So I am Marvin Anderson, and I am your cousin. Yeah, so let's get that out the way. So yeah,
Right, right, right.
so like this is so amazing for me, won't God do it? What good can come off an Arthur Caden Thruway West? Come on, let's shout. Come on, son. Yeah, like won't he
Let the
do it?
people know,
Like
honey.
a mighty long ways. And
With
so
houses that's not even there anymore.
right, right. And so so yeah, so I don't know where to start. I love empowerment. I love God. I'm so happy to be here on Faith It Friday. I have several entities. One entities do Live Higher, which is empowerment, in a lifestyle empowerment brand. I am an HIV advocate and an individual that has been thriving and living with HIV for the past 7 years, and I've been blessed tremendously to travel the southern region and the country to advocate and to educate and bring awareness on that topic and subject. I have a podcast, a Higher Up podcast, and my latest endeavor is I am a pastor of online ministry called All Life Ministries, and so I've written a few books. All of that stuff is what it is, but most importantly, I am just really someone that understands the faith walk and understands that without God, nothing is impossible. I'm not possible. I wouldn't be here. All of that good stuff. So yeah, I think you were gonna put up all of the places where they can find me on social media. I'm not good at this kind of stuff, like talking about myself, and most people probably think differently, but I'm really not. So yeah, so I'm Marvin Anderson. I'm Marvin. And the name that you want to call me is Lucky, and I'm good with that too. That's a part of my identity. It's a part of who I am. So let's roll with it. Whatever you want to, whatever it is.
Just make sure, because it might slip out. It just might slip out.
Depending on what story we're telling. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
absolutely.
Talking about, yeah.
And so I want to say this. A month ago, I would have never thought that you would be sitting in this room with us today. Every year, February 2nd, I send a message, whether it's via text or whether it's on Facebook, to say happy birthday.
Yes.
He may respond back and he may not respond back, but
That's true.
it is what it is.
But it's not because it's like, I am a engaged person. I don't do well with even text messages, but I'm working on that. I promise you, I am.
Mhm.
But you are your mother's daughter, because I made 48 on my birthday, and I probably can count on one hand the birthdays that she's missed from calling me saying happy birthday, and others she probably has been there at the party, actually doing the birthday party for me. So she is. She's my second mom, you know what I'm saying? So you know how that goes. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, but
He
I
is
don't
really
not,
her first baby.
yeah, I don't not respond because I'm like being shut up, but it's like I be trying to keep up, Darlene. I really be trying to keep up, like Jesus. Yeah. But thank you so much, you and your mom, for being so consistent.
Absolutely.
So much.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because I can
Okay,
count on
Tamika.
that birthday wish, you know what I'm saying?
hmm
Yeah.
And it was just this time he said, "You are so your mother's daughter." And we just started the conversation. And 2021, I know after 2020, with all the craziness that went on, connection. And that's what I mentioned to him. I said, connection is very important. And we need to make sure that we stay connected, Lucky. And I put Lucky in all
Yeah.
caps. And
Yeah.
then not soon after that, I was like, because I know his story. I don't know the whole story, but I know a good portion of the story, at least to 99, 2000 or so.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You want to be on? I have this show called Faith It Fridays. You want to be on?" And he was like, "Sure." And then I sent him the information to he said, "You don't waste no time to you." I said, I don't give you no chance to say I don't want to do it. So
Yeah. Yeah. No stage is a small stage, especially when it's family. Not only that, when you can identify and you understand when it's a show called Faith It Friday, and not only do my story, but I mean I know we come from humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
And just like we said, it's off the top. Like I'm extremely proud and inspired by you and what you're doing and what God is doing in your life. So it is, it's no big guys and little U's here. Like we all just, God is, we all have to give glory to God for what he has done, what he is doing, and how he has brought us and how he's bringing us. So that's what's up.
Right. And that's what he said. And I was like, oh, you know what I'm doing? I was like, oh. So
I ain't nobody. I ain't nobody. don't let the posts and the pictures and the memes fool you, okay?
I know that's right. But hey, you big cousin. I mean, we're like 3 years apart. You still big cousin. I use my mama's baby.
Yeah.
And that's all she always says, that that's my baby. That's still my baby. I don't care what goes on. That's still my baby. So,
yes.
and that's good. We're not gonna go there. So, how has faith played a role in what you are doing now? And you are whatever you want to share.
Listen, faith for me, I think my life, and when we talk about faith in my life, I think my life is definitely a Romans 28, the Romans 8 and 28 life. All things work together for the good of them that love God and are called according to his purpose. And certainly for me, faith is a part of the fabric of who I am. Not who I was, not who I'm going to be, but actually who I am. Like every day is a faith walk. Every day is, the word says we go from faith to faith and we go from glory to glory. And so every step, every pace, every part of my journey, what has kept me alive, what has kept me on my journey, and what has given me the ability to believe that all things are possible to him that believes is my faith. And that's really the foundation of my life. Waking up, going across the street to the church and to the vacation Bible school and to choir rehearsal and singing in the choir. I mean, I think, you can't get away from it. Faith is it, So faith is like, so when you're looking at me, you're looking at faith.
Oh, right across the street. Yes, we stay directly across the street, diagonal from the church.
Yeah.
He mentioned singing. He sung at my wedding as I walked down the aisle.
You know what? And I hardly ever sing anymore. So don't say that loud because nobody called at me asking me to sing. So no, that's
yeah. This was almost 19 years ago. So
right.
Yeah. But yes, him sung me down the aisle. I didn't want anybody else. I wouldn't rather anybody else.
What did I sing? I forgot.
Luther Vandross and Mariah Carey's version of Endless Love. You and Shonda sang together.
Yes, sure did.
Yes, honey.
I remember that now. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So I remember that. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
So we mentioned Lucky. So let people know where Lucky comes from.
If I remember the story correctly.
And Mama gonna be in the comments and she'll verify. Or
if I remember the story correctly, I think my mom went into labor. Yes, and I think she thought that she had to go to the laboratory, but because I was my mom's firstborn, and so that was not the situation. She should be going out of the front door, going to the hospital, and we barely made it, and so I think that's why I got the nickname Lucky. So I think that's the correct story. Yeah.
Okay, and we'll get some verification down here from your second mom.
Right.
She probably knows the story too. I know when I was telling her, because I didn't tell her till we posted the flyer that you would be on. Well, I posted a flyer last Friday that you would be on, and she was talking about. She said, "Mama, remember." She remembered you having to go to the hospital, and you did not even want your mom in your hospital room. You wanted her to sleep. She had to stay in your room, my mother. stayed in your room. Not even your mom's like, no, I don't want you, mama. I guess you still call it Mickey or whatever. But yeah.
Well, so was this maybe the hospital time where the coffee burn situation? Maybe.
Yes.
Okay. So is
Yes.
that where Lucky came from?
I
No.
don't
Okay, this is
know.
just a separate situation. Okay. Yeah.
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 She said that's where your scar came from.
It did. Yes,
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
I didn't even know that story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did not even know that story.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to share?
You know,
I know you said it's open, we're free. I
yeah,
really want you to be comfortable to,
comfortable.
say what you
I'm
want to
comfortable.
say.
So yeah,
All
so whatever
right.
you want to talk about, whatever you want to ask, let's roll with it.
All
Uh,
right, cool. So, hey, Isaac.
oh, hey, cousin. A family affair. It's family reunion now. We
I
still have.
know, right? So, you posted recently about your 3 attempts.
Mm-hmm,
What led up to each of those attempts? I remember the one in high school.
mm-hmm.
But then when you mentioned there were 2 others, I was like, what?
Yeah.
But then when you told me about them, I was like, oh, I kind of vaguely remember some of those incidences, especially the one involving marriage and all of that stuff
Mm-hmm.
because of stigmas
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything. So,
Sure. So what Darlene is referring to is that I'm 48, but within my 40 years, I have had spaces in my life where I had suicide attempts. What led me to that was really, I think, um, there are many reasons, and I'll talk about how they all intersect. But I think ultimately, it was my inability at the time to embrace um, my authentic truth and my authentic self. In that, for several reasons, not wanting to disappoint, not wanting to be judged, wanting to be a part, wanting to be embraced, and just really, really not knowing like who I was.
mhm,
And like I said earlier, is that faith has been a part of my journey, like from beginning to right now. And it was just that thing. Faith was the thing that held me and brought me back each time. And so, um, having no value, not knowing what my personal value was,
mhm,
not knowing my contribution to the universe, not knowing my contribution or what I brought to the table. And so, with that being said, um, it was just and it didn't matter like who outside of me said that they loved me, right? Or who outside of me said
mhm,
they cared, or who outside of me said, oh, we see the gift, or we see your talent, or we see your abilities. None of that mattered. It mattered about how I felt on the inside, and how my
mhm,
internal projected on the outside, and how I maneuvered through life. And so I think that's what led to the suicide attempts. And I'm so grateful and thankful that I'm in a space in my life where I'm living a full, authentic, amazing life, phenomenal life. And I've learned to be content in whatever state I'm in. And I've also learned to be dogmatic and go after what it is I feel I wanted to do. And I've
mhm,
had some tremendous and amazing opportunities, and it's because of faith. And so yeah, so that's what that story come from. And I think one of the most common threads through that was sexuality. There she is, sweet, sweet.
tweet,
Um,
tweet, right?
yeah, was sexuality, and specifically because I was in the church at a very young age. I was in the church leading the songs and all that kind of stuff. And I really don't remember. I don't recall hearing a message that spoke about sexuality or that it was not wrong. I don't recall hearing that, but there was something um, that I knew that was different about me. And I knew that whenever I was in the presence of people, whether it was church members, family members, school, or whatever, I knew that there was a certain judgment or a certain something that came with that. And so I learned quickly to like shy away from that and then to go internally and hide. And so that's what I think all of that made me aware that what I then acknowledged as something wrong with me should have been something different about me, and then not having anyone to really be able to speak to that, right? I think people like my mom and your mom and and Cece, like your family, all of your family really was like co-parenting me along the way. You know what I'm saying? And I think like all of them had a hand and loved on me, but it was more of that internal thing that I didn't know how to maneuver through that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to embrace that. Yeah.
That is so interesting that you say that, because sometimes it could be too much, especially if you don't feel as if you deserve
Mm.
the love that's being given.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get stuck in this. It's like, okay, y'all saying all these things, but I don't see that for myself.
Right. Absolutely.
And you're
Absolutely.
fighting. You're
Yeah.
having this internal battle. It's like, I don't know what y'all talking about, because I got these ants in my mind,
No,
these
not
negative
ants,
thoughts.
tigers, bears, elephants. They roaring like they're not playing games. You know what I'm saying? Like they're right there. Like, so when somebody on the outside says you're great, you're awesome, you're amazing, then when you're alone, it says no, you're not.
Right.
You're not worthy. And when it comes to faith, I think the intersect or the parallel to that is, when it comes down, because I love God and I've always loved church, right? And so even as I have embraced my authentic place, right, and even as I have finally embraced my call as I am, right, when we talk about faith, we can't separate that from religion, right? And so for me, I think another layer of that was that religion said that I couldn't have God. You know what I'm saying? Like if you live your authentic truth, or if you live your authentic self, or if you're a same gender loving man of color, a same gender loving man, like you don't get to have God. And so it was always like, well, wait, like I don't understand like why I don't get to have a relationship, or why I don't get to have to have a relationship, or to have that commune. And it wasn't until I went through some hard situations and battles and internals and the suicide attempts and all of that, where I realized that even though everyone on the outside, or voices on the outside, or culture on the outside, or community or stigma on the outside, all of them on the outside was saying to me all of those things, but I always, whenever I got alone in those dark moments, he was always there with me, like every single time. And I'm
Every
like, wait a
single
minute,
time.
like y'all saying some other stuff, but like he bringing me out, like he's telling me, like he's loving on me, like I feel the presence of God, right? And so, and then he is with me. Many are called. You know what I'm saying? Many are called, but few are chosen. And
Amen.
and I know I'm chosen. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I'm here. Like, come on, I had 3 suicide attempts. Not to mention all the other crazy stuff I've done in my life, and I'm sitting here in my right mind, able to hold the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And all that good stuff. Yeah.
My
So
bad.
no, it's all good. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
One moment, it's that
The
moment. The
piece is
pizza
here.
people, yeah, pizza is
Yeah.
here. I'll be right back, y'all.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk to the people on the screen. I'm gonna hold it down while you go away.
All right, cool.
All right,
Oh, there
cool.
we go.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, I mean, so yeah. So I see. Tamika, thank you so much for joining. Tamika is All Life Ministries all day, and she all in the people comments, telling them to join us on Sundays, and I appreciate that because I want y'all to log on. I am at All Life Ministries on Facebook, and we broadcast live on Facebook every Sunday morning at 8:30 Central Standard Time, and then we're over on YouTube at 8:30 Central Standard Time as well. And that's my other cousin. Isaac says your Goliath tried to defeat your David, but God, wow, that's powerful. That's powerful. Yeah, and I think to speak to that, I think that we all have our own personal Goliaths. And that's very profound what you said. And we all have we all have a David inside of us, and we all have a Goliath that is assigned to try to take us out. And I think that it is very important that we understand and we know that the fight has already been fixed. The fight has already been won, and that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. And also understanding that, like I said, I'm a Romans 8:28 man all day. All things work together for the good of them that love God and are called according to his purpose. I don't care what it feels like. I don't care what it looks like. You could feel like you're at your last end, but Romans 8:28 is so real and true that everything that I've been through up until now, it has really built the man that you see in front of you to be able to do what he's called me to do. Yeah.
All right. Had to run and get the people their food. I'm eating something different, but hey, young the people's time.
I love you too. Truth is all we
Oh,
got, girl.
that's it. And Sister Girl is definitely living her truth
Yes, and I hear
and is unashamed.
we in college. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And unashamed. Oh, you preached while I was gone? Oh my
A
goodness.
little bit. It's in me. So I'm the one that's tripping. I was like, you gonna do something with this, or like what you gonna do? So yeah, and so yeah, so like all of that, when it comes to faith in it, and when it comes to, like what got me here and what brought me here, faith is right. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. Like, and so faith is an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like faith is an opportunity. Faith is an opportunity to prove, and you know what I had to get over, Darlene? I had to move beyond the space of wanting to erect the evidence of my faith for those that are outside of me. But
Oh.
faith became faith. God performing faith became personal to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the more I trusted him, the more he did. The more I stepped out, the more he blessed. Even to this day, like my last endeavor, it's like, okay, January 31st, I launched a ministry, and even now, like I have had these experiences of faith, and I know God, I know his voice, right? We have these voices. Ain't nobody gonna listen to you. Ain't nobody gonna log on. Like you're gonna look crazy, whatever. That is not so. It's just not so. I mean, over 20 something shares, almost up to 1,000 views. Um, you know, I'm not the cash out me preacher. I work, right? So I don't spend the whole time online talking about some kind of sow a seed, cash out me ad, but folks did just that, right?
Mm.
And so, faith is everything. And I'm really like feeling something right now coming on me, because if it had not been for faith, it had not been for God, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is just, and when you understand faith, and when you understand that faith has brought you, when you understand that it's all grace, it is all grace. Like everything about my life is the grace of God. Everything about my life is the faith of God. That's why you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you're here. Da, 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 da. I ain't nothing. I'm not anything. And for the fact, I think for the fact that we have reconnected and you invited me on your platform, thank you so much for that, that you invited me on your platform at this time. It's such a time as this moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I wasn't ready. Come on, I wasn't ready a year ago, right? I wasn't ready before now. So God knows that at the appointed time, he knows where to put us. He knows how to plug us in. He knows the moments and the time, where I can sit here and freely, because guess what? My life is an intersection, right? My life is not about one moment. My life is not about one space. My life is not about an LGBTQ issue. My life is not about an issue that is dissected or compartmentalized. All of me. But at the top of all of that is God. Period. Period.
Period.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's God. And so I just decided that I was not going to allow people, I was not going to allow religion. I didn't say church. I didn't say God. I didn't
Religion.
say Christian, but religion. I was not going to allow religion to steal and take away from me the only thing that I could rely on. The only thing that brought me. Mama tried to love me, bless her heart. She's gone to heaven. Daddy did the best he could with what he had. He's gone on to heaven. And so here I am left here, right? And so what else do I have? And so I just had to make a decision that, wait a minute, I'm not going to let religion take the only thing that I have that's working for me. The only thing that I have, here I am. Today I did, today I presented for Morehouse College. Come on here, somebody. For Morehouse College. I don't have a degree. Come on. I don't have a degree. I didn't graduate from anybody's college. Come on. But when I put on my vision board, years ago and said, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to become. I want to use my gift of communication to change lives and touch people. And I'm living it today. Don't tell me nothing about faith. And don't tell me I can't have faith based upon who you don't have a comfortability we love it. Because I believe this. If we say that, and I'm preaching this text Sunday, when we say, well, his thoughts are not our ways, right? My thoughts are not your thoughts, and my ways are not your ways, right? When we talk about that, and when we talk about that God is an all-knowing God, when we talk about that, we don't understand God, and we understand that God is a mystery. If we really believe that, then why does religion try to make God normal? Why? If in fact that he's a God and he creates and he knows all, right? And he is omnipotent, and we'll understand it better by and by, then why do we, even in the spirit of humanity, why do we feel that we have the ability or we have the right or that we are valid and choosing to decide who gets to operate in faith and who gets to love God and who doesn't? That ain't all right. That's not all right. That ain't all right. That's not okay. It's not okay yesterday. It ain't today. It ain't okay today, and it ain't gonna be okay tomorrow. It ain't all right.
Because what I do know, they celebrate the adulterers.
And so here's the deal. And I used to live in that space, right? Where I began to compare myself and say, well, they can do this, they can do that. Mm-hmm. But guess what? I'm not here to compare myself. I'm not here to say, well, because they can do that, I can do it. Because I have reconciled where I am with the Father. I have had a conversation. I have a relationship, right? I have a relationship. And so my belief system is how I interpret him. And the foundation of that is love, right?
Right.
So if I'm not hurting you, if I'm not harming you, if I'm not doing it, let me and God work this out. That's why the word is true. He says, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Then the other text says, mind your own affairs. And I think those are scriptures that we don't preach, that we don't know. So, and I have learned that the anointing of minding your business will take you places. It will open doors. It'll elevate you. If we ever learn to operate in the anointing of minding your business, let me tell you something. That's a ministry in itself, all right there, baby. When I learned how to mind my business, listen. I posted a few weeks ago. I'm not mad at nobody. I ain't beefing with nobody. I ain't hating on nobody. I'm not none of that. Baby, I love everybody. Sugar, we good. Listen, if we had a beef, if we had something going on, baby, I forgot. I forgot about it, and I'm not holding on to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I spent a lot of my life with that. I spent a lot of my life. Let's keep it 100. Like I spent a lot of my life because I didn't understand who I was, and then my mama wasn't the mama I needed her to be, and my daddy wasn't. But that's who they were, right? And
they gave you what they had.
Hey, listen. They weren't who I wanted them to be, but they were who God had created them to be for me. Because if they had been another set of parents, I wouldn't be the man I'm in today to have to rely on God and faith and understand, right? So if all things work together, oh my God, I'm a Romans 28 man. Come on, somebody need to put that out there. Somebody need to put that out there. Hashtag I'm a Romans 8 and 28 woman, or I'm a Romans 8:28 man, all things, because I come to tell you tonight that when we're talking about faith, that there is nothing, what can separate us from the love of God? There is nothing that you will come upon. There is nothing that you would experience. There is nothing that you will face that will not work for your good if you love God. Don't let religion and church folk, don't let religion and church folk, don't let them disconnect you from your God. And I mean what I said, and I said what I meant.
And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb.
That's on whatever nursery rhyme you want to choose. They all are valid in this moment. That's on Little Bo Peep. That's on Mary Had a Little. Listen to me tonight. Listen to me. And so when I get inboxes, I remember a few years ago, and I came out and went on, and I came out with my status, because that was another thing. I had to get over that barrier, right? But I had to believe that Romans 8, that this is going to work for my good too. And it has worked for my good. It has flown me places I never would have got on a plane and went. It has put money in my bank account that I never thought I would. You know what I'm saying? It has given me opportunity. It has exposed me. It's put me on platforms, right? But listen, I remember I went to this conference in Dallas, right? Went to this conference in Dallas, and it was a conference about advocates, online advocates. And I have favor in my life, right? I've gotten in a lot of doors in a lot of places that I probably shouldn't have been. So, baby, when you see me posting pictures and standing next to people, it ain't because I'm good. It ain't because I'm wonderful. It's because I do operate in faith, and the favor of God is on my life, okay? Just let me put that out there. So I got it at this conference. They fly you out. They take you to the conference. You get there. They put you up in an amazing hotel. So this is my second year at the conference. The first year I went, and I said, well, next year I'm going to speak on the stage, and I'm going to get paid, right? And I'm going to get paid to do it. And I don't want to get paid less than 4 figures to do it. And it happened. But the first year that I went, and I was there, and it was all of these advocates, all kind of advocates that you could think of. And these advocates were speaking, and they were talking about like depression and whatever health disparity you can think of. I was there for HIV. Well, guess what? How am I at a conference for online advocacy, and I had never went online to talk about HIV advocacy? So if anyone knows me, like I really try to live an authentic life. And I'm like, that ain't authentic. And I am in my own way competitive, right? So I'm like, yo, all those people around here get on their phone going live. I'm here at the conference. I'm advocating, and and I felt inauthentic, and I had to have a moment. I said, okay, I have to. And so I went upstairs, and I sat down, and I turned on the camera, and I told my story. After I told my story, I put down the phone, and I went back downstairs to the conference. Well, in the process of that, the enemy just kept saying to me, "Go take the video down. Oh, you're about to mess up. You know, people ain't gonna invite you to speak and all this kind of stuff." Well, what had happened was, when I did that, a pastor whose ministry that I went, like, you know, they invite you year after year, you know, this, you know, keep coming back, you know, or something, like, you know. And so they would invite me to their ministry, and she inboxed me and she says, call me. So when I called her, and I said, hello, and she started crying. I was like, wait, what's going on? She was like, well, I saw your video. And I was like, but I'm good. She was like, no, that's not what it is. She says, my family member came to me a week ago and told me that they were diagnosed with HIV. And I didn't know what to do. And I'm a pastor, and I'm a leader, and I'm a part of the community, and I don't know what to do, and I'm afraid, and I'm ashamed, and I don't know who to go to. But when you posted that video, I now have someone that I can come to. And my family member won't listen to anybody. My family member is in denial. But every time you've come to my church, our family member has responded to your word and your ministry. And I know that if you call them, they'll get into care. And that's exactly what happened.
Wow.
So it's moments like that that helps me to understand that faith in it is about trusting that what we are called and purpose to do is always greater than us and bigger than us. And whenever Marvin begins to think that any of this is about me, then I have to step back and refocus, because it's not. It's really not. The journey that I've taken, it ain't about me. I don't take it personal, right? The life, like anything that has happened, it's not about me. It is about who and what I'm purposed to. I remember reading the word one day, and I went to James 5:10. James 5:10 said this. It says, "Dear brethren, for an example of patience and suffering, look to the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord." And what that said to me is, as someone who's been called in the prophetic and all of that good stuff, what that said to me was, hey, Marvin, listen, this is your validation. Like you can't get on Faith at Friday with the Freedom Growers and talk about nothing if you ain't been through nothing. Like what you gonna say? Like what you gonna talk about? You know, you can't speak to the group of Morehouse. You know, well, what you gonna talk about? What are you gonna say? You can't go to talk to the people at Gilead Sciences. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna talk about? You know, you can't have thousands of people listen to your podcast in this first season. Where they come from? Who are they? Who are these people clicking on this All Life Ministries video? And I've just launched in January. Because it's not about me. Because this is what I know. I'm going to be quiet. Because this is what I know. For anyone out there that has experienced pain, I'm here to let you know that if you take that pain, and if you trust that pain and take it into the presence of God, that He's going to give you something powerful. Your pain plus God's presence is going to give you something powerful. It's going to give you purpose. And so I want to say that if there's anything in your life, anyone that's watching right now, you're saying, you know, Marvin, that hurt me. Oh, that was the most painful situation. Well, baby, you just found your ministry. That was the most pain. That Marvin, that thing, I just can't. That thing just hurt. That thing just tore me apart. Or when I see that, you know, it hurts me. Or when I see that it harms me, baby, that's because you've been purposed and you've been called to that. And so, you know, I don't know. We're supposed to be talking about Faith at Friday, and I don't know what I'm talking about right now. But yeah,
all of it matters, absolutely, because you had that ounce of faith, just an ounce, probably maybe, when you, who knows, when you grabbed that phone and said, "I'm going live." But that was, I call it, what's the word I'm looking for? A signal that was being sent. And if you never send your signal, the young man on the other end would never receive it. And that frequency was meant for him.
When you gonna get ordained? Did you say that'll preach right there? Did you say signal?
I did.
Come on here now. Hey, I done fell out. No, that's powerful. Wow.
Yeah, because there's a sound that's coming from you specifically that's supposed to reach specific people. And if you don't make that sound, that other person on the other end, whomever was supposed to get it, won't get it.
Yes. Yeah.
Whoever's supposed to, because it's specifically for you. It has to come from you. And there are so many people out there that needs to hear from Marvin that can't get it from somebody else because they're assigned to you. There's some people that's assigned to me, that's assigned to Tamika, assigned to LaShonda, assigned to the other Tamika, and Isaac, and Lida, and Simone. Hello, Simone. There's somebody out there assigned to each of us. And if we don't send the signal, there's a smoke signal that we got to send. And if we never send it, they'll never get it. And who knows what will happen? Because someone is attached to us, someone is attached to them, but they need to get something from us in order to give it to that other person. So it's all relative.
Yeah.
It's all relative.
Powerful. Thank you for saying that about that's going to because in talking about individuals being assigned to our purposes and our callings in our lives, because that can be quite overwhelming. For me, it is. I mean, I ran from even though I was leading people and pastoring people and getting up off my bed and answering the phones and counseling folks and counseling marriages and doing funerals and weddings. Like when I was doing all of that, like I've been pastoring people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But just the weight of that title and it was just overwhelming, And so when you just said that, it brought back the gravity of all of that. When you said, okay, you have to send out a signal because there's a tribe that is waiting for the signal. And you're so honored with that. Wow. Thank you for saying that. That's powerful.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Simone, thank you so much for joining the broadcast.
Hey, All Life Ministry, Simone.
Okay. Let's see. Y'all, I can't even keep up with the comments since I'm like, oh my goodness. Tamika said, look, All Life Ministries. Every church one on Facebook and YouTube.
I never do this, but I will share what I'm preaching on Sunday. On Sunday, I'm preaching Make It Make Sense.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And what time? 8:30, 9:30. Okay.
Make it make sense. I'm so excited about that because listen, I had talked to you earlier and it's like, I presented twice this week and then I presented today and I'm here tonight and I'm so excited because normally if I am building slide decks and getting ready and prepared to present, because you don't just present when you present, you got to research and study and build a slide decks, all that kind of stuff. And then like the other night, I got finished building a slide deck and I was in it. And then like, you feel it, right?
Mm-hmm.
When God comes in the room and he like, okay, and he starts giving me like what I'm gonna be able to minister. And so I was like, oh, so that means Saturday I get to go to the mall or something because he's giving me the word. Like, yes, I'm so excited. Like, thank you, Lord. I can go out and play.
Okay. Because the work is finished.
That's really what it's like. It's like, okay, because it's like, and then I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, God, I'm sitting here. I'm trying to pray. I'm trying to tap in. And that's even that, Oh, yeah, please let me share that. When we talk about Faith at Friday, I want to encourage somebody that whatever it is you feel, you may not be called to pastor. You may not be called to a ecclesial ministry. You may be called to be a freedom grower. You may be called to be a financial support to humanity. You may be called to wealth. You may, but whatever it is you're called to, just know that there's an element of faith it's going to take for you to operate in it. When you don't feel like it, when it doesn't look like it. Listen to my cousin tweet, baby, you're in school. You're going to cross the finish line. I'm coming to your graduation. But guess what? As you go on this journey, it's going to be some moments you ain't going to be feeling it. And so, but you got to have faith to believe that God told you. You got to have faith to believe that God called you to it. You got to have faith to believe that on the other side of the fire, on the other side of the challenge, on the other side of all of that, that God, you got to know what God told you, right? And it takes faith to believe that. It takes faith to believe that. And so whatever you're believing for, whether you want to start a business, whether you want to go back to school, whether you want to lose a few pounds, whether you want to be a money manager, whatever you want to do, it's going to take faith to do it. It's going to take faith to do it. I'm telling you, it's going to take faith, right? And so, yeah. It's going to take faith.
Ooh. Yeah. You don't have a middle name, do you? Because if you do, I don't even know that you do. Because I wanted to call you all your names.
It's Marvin Anderson Jr.
I was like, I don't think he have a middle name.
I don't have a middle name.
Yeah, it's Marvin Lucky Anderson Jr. Doggone it, you then. Oh, yes. Alita said, "I'm in the correct seat tonight. It has been on and popping. A lot of fire."
God is
Isaac
good.
say, I'm about to shout at work.
Shout at work, brother.
Okay.
Shout your way to your promotion.
Okay.
Hey,
Sean Doe, baby. Just
Shondo.
Sean Doe.
Yes. Yeah.
Ah, every Friday. We don't know how the conversation is going to go. Alita, that is my partner in crime, partner in faith.
I'm
It's
so sorry
Friday.
that Lida couldn't be with us tonight, but I get it.
Yes.
I didn't have any power here in Baton Rouge because the ice storm and all that. It was cold, and I didn't have power for Sunday, Monday. Then it came back on Tuesday afternoon. But that Monday
Mm.
night, it was like 18 degrees and it was cold. But
Mm.
luckily enough,
Mm.
I have a gas stove, and
Okay.
yeah, and so when I moved to my place in downtown, I live downtown in Baton Rouge. I remember when I moved in, I was like, yeah, y'all can disconnect that gas heater in my bathroom. I don't need that. So when it got cold, and I was like, let me see.
Hmm.
I called my property owners. I was like, thank y'all so much for
For
not
not listening to
yes,
me.
thank you. I appreciate you for that. Yes. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, we Alita and I we're doing this broadcast called the 5 F's. We called it F it. And faith was a part of that. And we just came up with this idea and said, hey, let's do a Faith It Friday and have people come on and share their faith story. Um, it was supposed to be once a month, right? Just once a month. Consistently, we've had someone on every single Friday, unless something happens where they had, just have to cancel abruptly.
Okay.
Um,
First of all, let's applaud that because let me tell you something. Folks don't understand that when you're doing influencer work, when you're doing programming, when you're doing webinar, when you're doing podcasts and all of that kind of stuff. Listen here, and you're a mom, and you are a mother. Like I'm single, and I know I'd be stressing trying to get it all done. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say kudos to you and Lida because it ain't easy. And people think it's easy. It is not easy. And then you can't get on here looking on any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
right.
make yourself look like something. And and I'm assuming for a woman, it's a little bit, you gotta make sure your hair's and all that kind of stuff. Because earlier you had on your cap. So hats off to you. So I didn't just want you to pass that moment up. I wanted to really take you the moment to just say congratulations to that because that ain't easy.
Thank you.
That
Thank
is not
you.
easy. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a faith walk to just reach out to someone and say, hey, do you? And expecting a no, we've gotten a yes every time. We got ghosted one time. We got a not right now. But everybody else has been just open.
Mm-hmm.
And we're, super duper grateful for that. Now, I don't want to hold us too long,
Sure.
but um, I do want to talk about this piece, and then I have a uh, something I want to do toward right at the end.
Okay.
You're in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the Bible Belt.
Mm-hmm.
You are a openly
Mm-hmm.
gay pastor.
Mm-hmm.
What is that like? Because I know Reverend Bill Berry and the Reverend Cyruses and the Reverend TJ Jemison, the fourth district gurus
The
or the
father,
national, the
father
fathers.
of the city. Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
What is that like?
Um. Well, first of all of those names, whether they're with us or not anymore, I respect all of those men of faith. They have laid a strong foundation. Reverend Jemison, as he has gone on to be with the Lord. Actually, I live right around the corner from the church downtown. Actually, I live right around the corner from what's the name? Pastor Jemison's ministry church, Mount Zion.
Mount
Um,
Zion. I was like, what's the name of the church?
yeah,
Yeah.
Mount Zion. But he was part of the civil rights movement. And then
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Bill Bear, oh my God, and then Pastor Cyrus, of course. It's a part of fabric of of who my was. You know, first it was Pastor Reverend Billups, and then it
Mm-hmm.
was Pastor Cyrus that came, and so I
And
respect.
Marshall Miles. I think you came up under Marshall Miles.
No,
So it went from Billups to Cyrus. Okay, go
Cyrus,
ahead. Shut up, darling. All right.
yeah. God, who is Marshall Miles? We will have to talk about that. I don't know who that is, but but what I will say is, I don't lead when it comes to God and this calling and this purpose. I'm not leading with the fraction that I'm a same gender loving man. That's not what I lead with. I am not leading with, I am holding up a banner for the LGBTQIA community, because that's not the sum total of who I am. I think first and foremost, I am Jeremiah 1.
Mm.
Before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you. And because of that, gives me the ability to stand in my truth. And then also I'm very intentional that, because sometimes when we are moving in a progressive space, I'll say it that way,
Mm-hmm.
we can be more damaging because we show up with a self-righteous spirit, like your way ain't right, my way is right. And I don't think that's the right way. I think what I saw LaShonda put in the comments earlier was, number one, stand in my lane.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that as I have approached and stepped into this position, because I've been ministering for a long time, right? But I stepped away because at the time I had not reconciled who I had not reconciled my faith and my affection,
Mm.
right? I had not reconciled that. But when I begin to realize what I just shared with you on tonight, that I lead with Jeremiah 1,
Mm-hmm.
that before I knew y'all was called. And so, to be honest with you, I'm not affected by the Bible Belt, but I'm sure the Bible Belt is going to be affected by me.
Ooh. That mic drop on that.
I am, because I'm intentional.
Mm-hmm.
I'm intentional because because I know that when I log off on Sundays, I know the inbox that I get.
Mm.
And I know the person who says, I was going to end it. Or I know the person who says, I didn't think I was worthy. Or the person who says, thank you so much for being obedient, because I haven't felt this way in a long time, because I left church, mainstream. I left church. And so now when people will, when people connect, I am able to now teach people and help people heal, to understand that, first of all, baby, you got to get your relationship. It's about relationship, not with a four wall.
Mm-mm.
Not with a not. It's not with a four walls. And I'm so grateful, because the Lord had been telling me to do this ministry thing for like the last 2 years, and I was like, but I'm traveling. It's like, I don't know where I'm gonna end up. I'm in Atlanta right now, and then I'm in Birmingham, and I don't know where I'm going at. Like, so I'm no. So then when the pandemic came, because he was like, well, do it online. He told me this, like, really, I promised you, like a year ago, do it online. And I was like, I'm not doing no ministry online. Like, people don't know how to do that. Like, what online. Then he says, okay, so what happens? A pandemic is gonna come, and everybody is gonna do ministry online. Now, what's your excuse? And if anybody know how to do online, Marvin, you know how to do online stuff. You're technically savvy. But to answer your question, cuz, like, that's it. Like, I'm not affected by that. I'm non-responsive to naysayers. You know what I'm saying? I lived in the premise that I don't have haters. I don't have haters, because that takes too much of your energy to respond to that. You know, yeah. So All Life Ministries, we ain't a gay church. We ain't a straight church. We are a church for humanity. Do you need Jesus?
Huh.
Do you need God to do anything for you? Are you broken? Baby, you need healing? You need prayer? You, you need a scripture? Like, do you
Okay.
need any of that? I'm the man for the job.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Whatever you need.
you know, because here's the deal, like I'm not Bible Belt saved.
Mm.
Bible Belt ain't saved me from a suicide attempt.
Ooh.
Not one time, not two times, but three times.
Oh, oh my Lanta.
Come on. Bible Belt ain't get me out of jail.
Mm.
Bible Belt ain't deliver me from anger.
Ooh, you saying something now.
Bible Belt didn't do that. Relationship did. So why I'm gonna respond to Bible Belt? I didn't show up. I didn't struggle, and I didn't the war wasn't with Bible Belt. The Bible Belt was with the Father when He was calling me. Come on, Mother May. God did it. So I can't, I'm not gonna allow myself to be pulled into that. You know what I'm saying? I can't respond to that. All I can say is I'm Jeremiah 1. And here's the deal. Here's the deal. If you can't argue with results.
Ooh, he got
You can't
receipts,
argue,
honey.
you can't argue with the anointing. If you log on Sunday and you don't feel God and you don't hear from God, then we can talk. But this is what I know. This vessel, His hand is on my life. That's why I'm here. That's all that's my response. That's when we in the Bible it says they went on the mountain. They said, and it was oh my God. I know it was, they went to the mountain and it was the prophets of Baal. And they said, well, who is our God and who is your God? And they said, we're going to call on your God. And whoever God we're going to call him, he going to answer by fire. Right?
So you call your God, I'm going to call my God.
You know what I'm saying? I got on my flannel tonight and my cap too. What's happening? Like, you call on your God. Let's, like, what? Like, show me your experience. Like, let's talk about what God delivered you from. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about, I have a resume with God. And that's what matters.
Absolutely.
When we get into all of this, compartmentalizing and trying to explain and trying to prove our faith walk.
Ooh.
But I just want to know, like, what are your faith credentials? Tell me what He did. The Word of God says they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. Do you have a testimony?
I need some water right quick.
Do you have a testimony? Baby, have the Lord done anything for you?
Come on, Marvin.
But sometimes we got to move beyond isogen and taste and who preached the best and all that kind of stuff. Do you have a testimony?
Who can wind it up?
Yeah. Can you come on Faith at Marvin and share your testimony and somebody can walk away with something?
I can't with you tonight.
That's,
what a word.
That's all I just was talking. Lord Jesus. And I love my forefathers of faith. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Come on.
But
it's a generational curve. You know what I'm saying? My auntie right now, my Aunt Virgin, my godmama, you know what I'm saying? Like, she probably like, he don't look like no preacher. Like, why he got that hat on? Do he got an earring in his ear?
I don't know. She's been watching church with us here, and our the church we go to, they dress, they're not suited and booted.
Yeah.
It's comfortable, casual.
Yeah.
And it's about relationships.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, religion is not going to do it. Religion is going to put you in a hell or a heaven that they don't have nothing to do with.
I'm on my way to heaven and I'm glad about it. I'm telling you.
I wouldn't have good religion if I can't feel sometimes. You know
Okay,
that
I say
ain't
all the time, for real.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and even in heartbreak is heartbreak. Come on, heartbreak is
Mama
heartbreak.
said she laughing.
When I went through a divorce from my ex-wife, it was hard. You know what I'm saying? And actually, she may be watching. I don't know if she's watching, but a great friend of mine now. You know what I'm saying? But when I went through that, you know, God comforted me. But then when I went through with a nigga I thought I loved, I can say that word on him. God comforted me then too. He's the same God. Jesus the same yesterday, today, forevermore. Come on now, we're not doing that. We not gonna decide who God gonna love, what he gonna do, when he gonna move, who he gonna move for. Either he is or he isn't. I
Period.
want to be quiet now. I'm talking too much.
No,
You got
you are
me on here talking
you
too much.
talking just right. I know you're gonna have to go in the corner and decompress and all of that stuff because that's just what it do.
That's
I'm I'm grateful. Have you guys been blessed tonight by Brother Marvin? I took the lens of family off,
wow.
and I'm sitting here receiving. I'm sitting at the feet of you, receiving the words and hearing you from your heart, and I am wowed. I am wowed. I am like, oh my God. It's been seen your whole life, the calling that's been on you from WXOK and what you've done so many things. And I think trying to, like you said, reconcile, trying to find your voice, your freedom, and your authentic self.
Yes.
And that definitely takes a faith walk. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful that you said yes to be on tonight, that you shared with us tonight from your heart. Totally amazing.
It's an honor. Thank you. Thank you and Lida so much.
You
Thank
are
you.
welcome. Now, I can't let you go
Okay.
just yet because I can never get this the name right. We have a lightning round,
Okay.
and I have 5 questions that I want to
Okay.
ask you.
Okay.
All right. So this is where it gets fun.
I'm ready.
All
I'm
right.
ready for the lightning
So
round.
what really makes you angry?
Judgment. Judgmental. Being judgmental. Yeah, that yeah. Yeah, I
Totally
think that.
understood.
Yeah.
If you had to describe yourself as an animal, which one would it be?
Oh my God. Animal. Don't bunk me. I have to wait. An animal, animal. Um, you know what? I would be a turtle.
Ooh, elaborate.
Slow and steady, hard exterior, but soft on the inside. I have a heart.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay. Got to protect yourself.
yeah,
Understood.
yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Writing the Freedom Girls a check for their show.
And I received that. Oh, my
Like yeah,
Lanta.
like I got this 5 year run. I got to be somewhere by 50, and I'm sure enough working on it. But in 5 years, I see myself um really embracing um just all of this authentic and this newness. You know, I feel like, you know, at 48 years old, I'm finally here. Like I finally know Marvin. I love him.
Okay.
Huh? Huh? So
Okay.
yes.
Isn't that a great place to be?
Ooh, listen.
Can't nobody say nothing. You can't tell me nothing, honey.
Nothing. But when we finish, I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna give me some the bubbly drinks, because I'm trying to,
Okay.
and I'm gonna put a little bit of cranberry juice in it, and I'm gonna go in my room and I'm gonna put on. I'm a YouTuber. I'm probably gonna watch YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just chill, have a good night. By myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in 5 years, just embracing the newness of me and expanding and building upon that. Yeah.
I love it. What was the last book you read?
Oh, I am reading The Wait. Oh, let me get it. Hold up.
Okay. The Wait.
It's so good. It's by my bed. I just want to show y'all. This is what I'm reading.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm reading The Wait by Devon Franklin and Megan Good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's and because so anybody who's single, who is waiting, who is like all that kind of stuff, it says The Wait offers specific real-time advice for men and women trying to successfully navigate the ins and outs of dating, love, and relationships. And it says you'll experience firsthand the power of what happens. Hear me, when you put sex on the shelf.
Mm.
When you put sex on the shelf and work on becoming the best version of yourself and allow God to bring his vision for your life to fruition. So this is the book that I'm reading right now, and it's powerful. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. And last but certainly not least, if you could share a meal with any 4 individuals, living or dead, who would they be?
I get to choose 4.
You get to choose 4. Usually it's only one, but you get to choose 4 people.
Russell Westbrook.
Ooh, okay.
He's my favorite basketball player. Because I want to talk to him about his beastness. He's just a beast, right? And I feel like he's had to hold back a lot, not being the lead on teams, but being a beast in his game,
Right.
and how he has tempered that. So Russell Westbrook would be one.
Okay.
I'm not starstruck, so let me just see. Okay, Russell Westbrook. And my dad's mother, because I believe that I saw a picture of her, and I just believe that a lot of the spiritual mantle that is on my life, like I saw a picture of her, and it's just like, so, and I see that she was a great woman of wisdom, so I want to have dinner with her.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? I'm gonna say this. I know everyone says this. Tell me who I'm about to say.
I don't know. Jesus or Martin Luther King.
For the last 2 people, I would say Oprah and President Obama. Yeah. I think it's a good balance.
Absolutely.
I don't want to sit on an E with Beyonce. I want to go out and dance with her.
Okay, you better get your pump ready.
Hey, yeah.
Okay. If you like it.
Right.
That's all I have. I love, because I do these random. I have a list of so many questions, and I do, the teacher in me. I just do a random pick. But some of them, like, I'm asking those. I'm gonna see what else comes up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just try to do some random picks. And when this last one, I was like, "Ooh, this is a good one. I'm gonna keep this one."
Yes.
Alita said Obama and Michelle for me.
Well, I'm thinking that Michelle will be a bonus.
Yeah, she'll just show up anyway.
Yeah, so yeah.
Get her for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a really good list. Especially like your dad's mom, the wisdom, the spirituality, because there's so much that being a part of the Bible Belt, growing up in the Bible Belt, you don't get to really understand the spirituality of things. And it's so much deeper than the rules.
And my dad's mother, in Mississippi, she was a midwife. And so I think there's some spiritual connotation in that. I actually wake up each day to empower people and to help them birth out their visions and their passions and what they've been purpose and called to do. And so, just from what I've been told, because I've never met her,
Mm-hmm.
I also met my mom's mother, who imparted my life and who graced my life and blessed my life. But it's my dad's mom. I never met her. And just hearing stories about her, seeing pictures of her, and hearing how she was a midwife and that she helped people deliver, babies and
Mm-hmm.
gifts and stuff. And so I feel like that's kind of like a parallel to what I'm purpose and called to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. This was so good. This was so good. We've
Thank
gone
you so much.
way
You're making me
past.
shame because I'm a shy person, and I know you've known me all my life, and you didn't know that, but I am, and I'm shy.
Well,
This
so am I, but it's something about doing what you're called to do. I've been running from this for, quite some time. And this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
yeah.
This really is what I'm supposed to be doing. So
And so let me just say this, and I'm really going to be quiet. You can log me off.
okay.
So just know that when you know what you purpose and called to do, that the people that you think should support you,
They
the
not.
people that you think should log on, the people that you think should click and all of that good stuff, they may not. But just know, just as you told me earlier, that you are sending out a sound and a signal. And if you just keep going and be consistent, I promise you, your tribe is gonna find you. You know what I'm saying? And listen, because I had to get myself, and when when you take off and all that kind of stuff, then they start coming. Let them come on. You know what I'm saying? They just don't get to sit in the front row. Okay? They get
Right.
to the second
You could be
row.
in the look, you could be in the room.
Yes, you can be in the room,
Yes.
but you don't get ride or die seats because you ain't been here. Praise the Lord.
Right.
Hallelujah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Alita. Thank you, Darlene. Thank you, everybody who stuck and stayed. And to all my family, I love you. Ain't Virgin, Monk, love you. All that good stuff. And Mama May. Just everybody. It's been great. All my
Absolutely.
All Life Ministry family, Simone and Tamika, and somebody else was on it. So thank you guys for joining in too. Thank you again so much. This was
You are
awesome.
welcome.
Thank
I
you.
loved it. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Faith It Friday. We like to bring you some great information, some great guests, and we just never know how the night is going to be. We think it's going to go one way, and God shows out every single time, and we can't do nothing but thank Him for it.
That's
If
God
you
serve.
okay, so if you are anyone that you know are interested in being on Faith It Friday, they can be from the uttermost to the guttermost. If you got a faith walk, we would love to have you on. So let me give you this link. Let me find it because I done got all up caught up. Here we go. So bit.ly/Faith It Friday guest. Go in, fill out the information if you would like to be a guest on the show, and we would love to have you. March is open. So feel free to share this out with other people that you think might be a good fit and would love to come on and share their story. So we thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Marvin. I'm forever grateful for
I am
this.
too. We grateful for each other. Praise the
Absolutely.
Lord. All
Love you
right.
too, cousins. Mama said you must come back on. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. We do like to do Where Are They Now segments.
Yeah.
So if anything comes up and you would like to come and share with our audience, just say,
Absolutely.
hey, cuz I got this going on. Be like, come on in. Where are they
Right.
now?
But remember, you and Lida got to come to my podcast. So,
Ooh,
yeah. The High Up podcast.
yes.
I got to come over there. So that's next.
I love it. I
All
love
right.
it.
Thank you again. Y'all have a
You're
good one.
welcome.
All right.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
night, you guys. Bye. Where my mouse at? See y'all next Friday.
All right.